Narito ang official, new and improved complete lineup ng Phoenix Fuelmasters ngayong PBA 50th Filipino Cup. Point guards, RJ Azul, team captain, 5'11", 170 pounds, 39 years old, 6.5 points, 1.6 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 27% 3-point shooter, 75% free throw shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. RR Garcia, 5'11", 165 pounds, 35 years old, 7.2 points, 2.8 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 50% 3-point shooter, 76% free throw shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. JJ Alejandro, 6 feet, 165 pounds, 30 years old, 2.1 points, 1.1 rebounds, 1.1 assist, 22% 3-point shooter, 83% free throw shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages.
Harvey Pagsanhan,
New player via PBA 26th draft pick, 6 feet, 168 pounds, 26 years old, 6.9 points, 4.1 rebounds, 2.2 assists, 21% 3-point shooter, 57% free throw shooter in his ongoing 2025 MPBL 7th season averages. Evan Nelly, sophomore, new player via trade, 5'11", 165 pounds, 27 years old, 4.6 points, 1.7 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 29% 3-point shooter, 85% free throw shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. Shooting guards, Tyler Teo, rising star, 6 feet, 170 pounds, 27 years old, 12.6 points, 2 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 40% 3-point shooter, 89% free throw shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. Richie Rivero, 6'1", 198 pounds, 27 years old, 6.3 points, 2.9 rebounds, 1.9 assists, 40% 3-point shooter, 68% free throw shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. Rafael Verano, 6'3", 200 pounds, 28 years old, 4.2 points, 1.5 rebounds, 0.6 assists, 40% 3-point shooter, 88% free throw shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. Francis Escandor, new player via free agent signing, 6'2", 170 pounds, 26 years old, 1.8 points, 1.2 rebounds, 0.3 assists, 18% 3-point shooter, 25% free throw shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. Chris Gurtiza, new player via PBA 48 draft pick, 6 feet, 167 pounds, 26 years old, 5.6 points, 2.1 rebounds, 1.6 assists, 36% 3-point shooter, 50% free throw shooter in his ongoing 2025 MPBL 7th season averages. Small forwards, Ken Taffin, 6'4", 195 pounds, 28 years old, 12.9 points, 4.9 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 48% 3-point shooter, 85% free throw shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. Sean Manganti, 6'5", 200 pounds, 31 years old, 2.5 points, 1.3 rebounds, 0.7 assists, 31% 3-point shooter, 87% free throw shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. Matthew Daves, 6'4", 235 pounds, 27 years old, 1.7 points, 0.9 rebounds, 0.2 blocks, 66 field goal percentage, 62% free throw shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. Aldave Canoy, new player via PBA 37th draft pick, 6'3", 195 pounds, 25 years old, 8.8 points, 4.1 rebounds, 1.5 assists, 26% 3-point shooter, 48% free throw shooter in his ongoing 2025 MPBL 7th season averages. JerAve, comeback star player, 6'4", 200 pounds, 34 years old, 10.4 points, 2.5 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 0.8 steals, 34% 3-point shooter, 78% free throw shooter in his 2024-2025 Japan B-League season averages. Power forwards, Jason Perkins, star player, 6'4", 235 pounds, 33 years old, 23.2 points, 6.6 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 45% 3-point shooter, 77% free throw shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. Atolar, 6'4", 196 pounds, 30 years old, 1.4 points, 1.7 rebounds, 0.3 steals, 40 field goal percentage, 100% free throw shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. Brian Santos, new player via trade, 6'5", 209 pounds, 28 years old, 4.3 points, 2.2 rebounds, 0.5 assists, 22% 3-point shooter, 66% free throw shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. Centers, Kai Balungay, rising star, 6'7", 205 pounds, 24 years old, 16.1 points, 9.8 rebounds, 1.1 assist, 16% 3-point shooter, 63% free throw shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. Raul Soyud, 6'6", 222 pounds, 34 years old, 3.5 points, 2.9 rebounds, 0.4 steals, 66 field goal percentage, 53% free throw shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. Dave Ando, new player via PBA 14th draft pick, 6'7", 210 pounds, 24 years old, 2.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, 0.5 assists, 44 field goal percentage, 66% free throw shooter in his ongoing 2025 MPBL 7th season averages. Will Gozum, new player via PBA 8th draft pick, 6'6", 200 pounds, 24 years old, 5.4 points, 2.3 rebounds, 0.8 assists, 29% 3-point shooter, 85% free throw shooter in his ongoing 2025 MPBL 7th season averages. Ito ang official, new and improved complete lineup ng Phoenix Fuelmasters ngayong PBA 50th o Filipino Cup. Sa tingin nyo mga kababos, kaya kayang makipagsabayan ng bagong lineup ngayon ng Phoenix? I-comment nyo na po yan sa baba.